Monday, August 10th wrap up looking at oil. So this is one last week I was a little nervous to get into. We did have this double bottom on the 240 and we broke out, and I was concerned about the different fib levels and whatnot on this downtrend, but if you look, we just went right through. So on the daily, we are in a downtrend. Why is that down? Okay. We are in downtrend. We are pulling back. We are entering the fib zone on the daily, which is also on my 240 graph there. So we'll see how we act as we get up into here, but until then, I'm just letting it go. We are at this high, so it will be interesting to see how we act around here. If this really comes down on the hourly and we have I could see having a double top here, but if it breaks through, it's over. So that said too, I think the lesson here is when a double base bottom like this forms, it's time to start going long, at least targeting the highs. This would have been a great trade. I think I can look back at the videos Friday last week, and I was just too nervous to get into this thing. But my goodness, that would have been a good run. So all in all, just taking a look. Going to see if we form a topping pattern here. If not, my next level to look is up in this daily fib zone. But I'm still bearish because of this daily. We were in a big uptrend here, but we have currently in a downtrend. So going to see what happens there.
It is 7 a.m. on Tuesday, August 11th, and oil did get into the daily fib zone and is looking like it's wanting to flip around. So on the 240, we may close below and break structure, but here we have this huge reversal bar. On the 60, we have broken structure with the close. So on the 15, I am watching for an area to get short and gonna be looking for that today.
Wednesday, August 12th, end of day. So oil is in a downtrend, and we came back up to the daily fibs. On the 240, we have not broken this high here. In fact, we might be forming a double top, but we do have these big buy candles here. On the 60-minute, that's what this looks like here. If I was getting a little wondering if this was going to be a double bottom and a pop up above here, which it, perhaps, but not seeing much clean structure. Just going to kind of wait and see what happens. Should we break much lower than this on the 60, I'm going short. Could also see us popping up. Sitting on hands on this one, but so 81.25 here. Yeah, this line here is both the 4-hour neckline, and here's the hourly. 11 a.m. on Thursday, August 13th. So I want to go over a trade I just took in oil. I got short around here. Stop is above this double top, and I'm targeting these lows down here. The reason for this is on the daily, we have been bearish, and we returned into this fib zone, and we had some wicks. On the 240, this is where maybe I got ahead of myself here, but we kind of came in, kind of have this double top, but we have not closed below the neckline. However, we did shoot down and then wicked back up. So maybe that was a mistake on mine. But on the hourly, which I do trade, so we're at a top section. We're in a fib zone of a daily. We're showing kind of milling. We are in a downtrend on the hourly, and we pulled back up into the hourly fib. And that's what dictated this trade was in here on the 15. This looked a little tight. So I clearly saw a nice double bottom on the 5 and got short. And I'm targeting right around here, just not quite the low, which is also the low on the hourly. So I'm not looking to carry this thing all the way down or anything like that to the daily low. I'd be getting out all within this one bar here if it happens. But bearish here, range bound here. if this breaks and holds below here, we do have the break of a double top on the 4 hour. Hourly's in a clear downtrend. Nice move down, pulled up to the fib on the 15, impulsively up, and then couldn't quite see it, so zoomed into the 5, had a clean double top, got in, break of the neckline. So pretty happy with this trade. On Thursday, August 13th. So oil here. I have the video on the short I just did, but just to highlight it, we never, of course, we just closed at, but not below the line I wanted to see today. We opened up this new 4 hour. So we'll see on the hourly. We've not hit my target, which is, I think, like right down here. But we did come down significantly. And here it is on the 15-minute, or let's do the 5 because that's where it is. So I got in short here. My exit is here, give or take. And we have definitely come down. Nothing is scaring me right now. In fact, this kind of just looks like a flag to continue on. We'll see. So let's see how we bounce in. And yeah, see if we close below this line. Friday, August 14th, 8:35 Pacific. So check out Bitcoin. So I got out in this tail. Let's zoom out. So first of all, here's just kind of a big level of 240. And the daily, we're just ranging still and all that. Weekly, we are in the zone. Not sure what's going to happen. So, but on the 60-minute, or on the 240, we entered this area of past support, and we are forming a nice tail. So I got out around here. Did come down, whatever. That's not the point. The point is now, even though I don't really want to overtrade, I'm seeing an engulfing candle form here on the hourly. We're in this major zone of support on the 240. Let's clear the drawings on this one. Huge engulfing candle on the 15. I've got a double bottom with a break of the neckline here, and we are looking to be closing out of it. So this isn't really emotional, or part of me is like, oh, don't overtrade, it's Friday, but I'm like, well, this is a setup, right? We are, unless I'm reading this wrong, we are in a huge support zone on the 240. We are showing signs of a huge engulfing candle. We have a 15-minute double bottom with a break of the neckline. So I think I'm going to get in and target right up in here, or these highs up here on the hourly. All right, Friday, August 14th, about 8:30 my time, Pacific. So got a loss on this crude trade. And it's funny because I was actually feeling really good about this one, but I'm not trying to over rotate and think too much on lessons. Some trades just lose, but I will say the big thing is on this 4 hour, we never really broke below this neckline here of what could be a double top. As you can see, we've just been milling around it. A lot of buy candles down here. So, and on the 60-minute, after I've lost, I got short in here. We have now gotten to a new high, and so we do have a change of character to the bullish side, and we've never broken below the last low or the neckline on the 240, and we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles with major buying wicks. So it's interesting. So to get into the granularness of it, the trade I took was right here on this double top and a pullback. So it was not a bad trade. At the time, we were making a downtrend on the hourly, and we pulled back into the fib zone. And when we got into that fib zone, we made a double top on the 5-minute, and I took it short. Now, what I was targeting was the lows on this chart here, a little bit higher here, and we never got there. We got down into this area here, formed this basing pattern, and ripped up, hit my stop, formed another double top, and then kind of came back down to the where we did before, and now we're here. So I find that very interesting. This could just be a loss. I think at a minimum, a good takeaway would be when I was this close to profit target is lowering my stop to above this consolidation flag. I think that's a very reasonable thing. I think I still would have taken a small loss. I think because I got in at the break of this neckline, so I got in like right here. So, but it would have reduced the R by 70, 80, maybe even 90%. So that would have made a significant difference on the P&L. And that's a very logical thing. If you break at the neckline, you form this flag at the neckline, you shoot down like we did here, tighten it up, or even like after here, because then we've had these on the 15 minute. I will say you could say that's a double top there with the wicks. I think the only other lesson might be is the impulsiveness in which we shot up, right? So we've never broken through, we had not broken through the neckline on the 240. On the 60 minute, we had a huge impulse engulfing candle here that took out the last 5 or 6 candles. And then I got short here. So, that might be how you approach your zone kind of thing. Now, it's funny because it did turn my way for a while and I was up, but yeah. So that's a loser for me this week. Oh, lastly, I am trying to overtrade or anything, but we did break. So we now have a higher high and a higher low. And I am asking myself, is it time to look for a buying opportunity? I didn't see a clean structure here. We don't have a break of the 15. On the 5, let's get to the zone we're in. You could say perhaps there's this head and shoulders that might form, but because there's not a clean reversal structure yet, and we are still in a pretty key zone on the 240 without breaking the neckline. And if I kind of zoom out, we're sort of ranging. In fact, we're still technically bearish because the strong high on the hourly is up here. I think I'm just going to wait and see what happens. I got chopped up inside the middle of the strong highs on the hourly. So not going to, now that I'm saying out loud, not going to re-enter today. It's Friday. I don't like holding oil over the weekend, especially in this geopolitical climate. And I don't want to zoom in too much here. We're still within the strong, we're actually still bearish on the hourly because what I just claimed that we made a new high is more of an internal structure with this strong high here and the strong low. So if anything, I might wait and see how we pull. And I think what I really want to see is a break and close below the strong low and then wait for a pullback back up. Because what that'll do is this strong low, let's look, 80, call it 80.06 or whatever. Well, I don't even know if I need that, but that would put us below this one here, where the neckline close is here. So yeah, interesting. All right, August 14th, end of day, market close, Friday, weekend. So looking here at oil, I did a video of a better way to trade that gets into these candles, but essentially I got short here. We never got to the low here, got kicked out in this bar here. Took a loss. I have a couple of videos that I'll put at the end of the weekly analysis that kind of get into that more. But what I see now is we're just very range bound at the support level. Same on the 60 here. Let's clean this up. But I have last major highs here because this high never broke a new low and this high never broke a new low. So major low, we can argue is here just because this is one that broke up to the high here. But either way, we're in this range. So got to see where we break. I'm a little biased because we are in a downtrend on the daily. We did come up into the daily fib. We are pulling back, two candle pullback now. So, if it does break long, just be cautionary of where we are in this. On the weekly, though, we geopolitically, we just oil shot up. We're kind of here, so it doesn't mean that we can't just something can happen and we rip back up. I don't know. So tactically, though, just seeing we're milling, gonna wait and see how we ended the day. I did not try to trade any of this in here, and I'm kind of glad I didn't because actually, sorry, this is the major low because we never broke the major high. So we are just in this range right here. And yeah, on the 15, let's bring it back to normal. We did reverse here, but I didn't see any clean way to get in. And on the 5, whoops, this is from my other video I did. On the 5-minute, I thought maybe we'd have a nice head and shoulders or something, and we just didn't. So I don't even see anything here. So yeah, just let it mill up and do its thing, and let's wait till next week and see what happens. Reviewing my my oil trade, Friday end of day, August 14th. Looking back at my oil trade, and it's end of day, markets closed. I think I have a couple other lessons in here. So on the 4-hour, we were in the support zone. We had been unable to break this low with a close. And then this candle, I think it's about getting a little more granular and zoomed in, right? So if you look at close body of this, we never were here. We're at support. And this was a huge buyers in charge closed above this candle, engulfing candle, right? Went way below, ripped up, closed above this last candle that was supposed to attack these lows. I think that is your sign to say, let's look for longs, right? Had I been looking long, you could put these fibs on. So all that happened. This was that spike up, and this was the next spike down. So I was getting short right in here. So two things. One train of thought is if you are going to short like I did, because I did see a pretty clean structure to do so, target is not lows that are a wick like this. Target might just be the support line that's not breaking. So in this case, and that would have totally filled and then some, right? Now I don't know if that would have been a good RR or what, but I think that's a good lesson is like, after a candle like this, don't expect, immediate to go down here. So I've been looking for longs. We would have have this little bit of like a double bottom on the hourly and entered the fib. And on this fib entrance, which is this, you can see a clean flip. And if I was on the 5-minute, this was a double bottom with a clean break, enter bar here, boom, enter. And that would have had a really solid, oh man, targeting up to these highs in the fib of the hourly, huge, and even on the hourly. So this one candle, yes, huge buy tail, close above this, engulfed. But on the hourly, look at this. This one candle erased 5-ish candles, right? Look how impulsive that is the point in terms of a pullback. So off of support. That's the key, right? So had I been looking for the longs, got in at this fib zone here. I don't know, and targeted up these highs. That could have been a very nice, clean 3-fer, if not 4. Better way to play it, just saying.